Welcome. My name is Michael Pratt. I'm the founder of Execu Services, and in this video, I'm going to show you how you can get a professional, fully functional $5,000 website for as little as $150 per month. At Execu Services, we're transforming the website industry. I'm going to show you how you can take advantage of this new model. But first, let's talk a little bit about why the current model isn't working for a lot of businesses. Most companies we start working with have some of the same 5 concerns. The first is that they struggle to keep their website updated and relevant. The average business spends 10 hours per month on basic tasks because they forget how to log in, or they have to research how to do a basic task, and many times they just give up. It's just too much of a hassle. The second is that businesses don't feel that their website is helping their business enough. They see others using chat functionality, showcasing events, or selling things like products or even services right from the site, and they want their site to be able to do that as well. They need their website to help them sell and generate leads and track the buying process of the user. They know it can be done, but they also know they don't have time or resources to do it, and they believe that it's probably too expensive for their business. The third thing we see is a lot of our customers come to us because they do not think that their website accurately represents the quality of their product or service. They are rightly worried that if their site looks inexpensive and cheap, then so will their product or service. A bad website can make a business look unsuccessful and even untrustworthy, especially when you start adding things besides being outdated, like broken links, images that aren't working, or worse, pages that don't even exist. Now, this slide isn't something that clients notice without it being pointed out. A website isn't just so you have a presence online. It's supposed to be something that has a purpose. What purpose does your site have right now? Is it to provide information? Is it up to date? Is it an integral part of your sales process? Which leads me to my 5th and final point on what businesses struggle with on their website. If your site doesn't have a sales page specific to an advertising campaign, it isn't going to work. So any advertising you do is basically throwing your money away if you're directing it towards your website. Conventional wisdom was that if you drove traffic to your site, that people would buy. That is a high numbers game, and when it costs only a couple of pennies per click, it didn't really matter that much. You could send thousands of people to your site for a couple of dollars. Today, that same click could cost you around $30. So you want to make sure every single one counts. Having a website that is up to date is one of the most important things that you can have today. No one does business with a company anymore without checking their website first. And while you might already have that customer, either through a referral or cold calling or meeting at the bar, your website will indicate how much they can negotiate with you over price or what they perceive the value of your product should be. If you are dealing with a potential vendor for a video shoot, let's say, and you have been talking with them for a while and they convince you that it's a good idea to get this done and that you should spend some money doing it, you go home to research them before your meeting and you see this website. You might say, okay, they seem legitimate. And then you go and check out some local competitors and you come across sites that look like this. Are you thinking you might not be getting the best work out of the first one? Might you check into pricing on this one to compare? Remember, this company had you pretty much sold on their services for whatever reason. Let's look at another example. Here is a local accounting company. Do they look successful? Interested in new business? Feel confident you will get a quick response from that contact form? Can you even read the text? Are they organized, successful enough to handle your accounting information? Are they too outdated and out of touch with modern needs? These might not be things that run through someone's mind. They aren't thinking these things consciously. It's not like they're going to your website and thinking about how it makes them feel. They are forming these opinions about your business based on their initial impressions, and they are doing that the second they hit your site. Hopefully, I've convinced you that the virtual face of your business is very important. Maybe you already knew this. What are your options? Traditionally, you could hire a web designer or developer, and then you could keep the site updated yourself or hire someone else to do it. Let's go over why myself and others are not a huge fan of this model. First is that you pay a large amount up front. I mean, that's pretty fair too. A lot of work goes into a really nice, well thought out website. The problem with a website, and most software and hardware actually, is that it's like a car. You pay a lot of money for a brand new vehicle, and the second you drive it off the lot, it depreciates in value. It's the same with your website. The minute it goes live, it starts to depreciate as well. New design standards are adopted, new browser updates are released, a new cell phone or tablet comes out, operating systems change, things on your website start shifting, external links break, your YouTube video that you paid extra to have added no longer has a thumbnail, it's just gray. And on top of all that, the cool maps feature that the developer told you needed for search engine optimization, guess what? It's a broken link icon because Google changed their terms of service. Some of your forms no longer work. And then your site gets hacked by a 12-year-old who calls themselves BRPSD, who found some old script to hack the out-of-date version of your content management system. Now you can pay that developer you hired only 6 months ago an hourly rate to come and fix some of these things, or you can get your website as a service. We know all of these things are going to go wrong. The internet is never going to stop updating. Hackers and wannabe hackers are never going to stop trying to exploit non-updated sites. And yet, this is the model that is passed off for websites today. Other technology industries have abandoned this method. Ever hear of SaaS, software as a service? This was the solution to the age-old problem of buying an often very expensive piece of software, keeping it until it was so outdated that you could no longer avoid buying the newest version, and then starting that cycle all over again. Some great examples of this are Microsoft Office and Adobe, where now you have Office 365 or Creative Cloud. Amazon Web Services has Infrastructure and Platform as a Service, IaaS and PaaS. This sets up server infrastructure and more as a service. So if you want a server, you can just spin up what you need. No need to spec out hardware, set up security, networking, and go through the massive time and expense to plan out that new server. Just spin it up on AWS. That is basically what cloud services are. Most SaaS run on some form of cloud-based system, and it is what helps them with their SaaS applications. With the as-a-service model, you don't have to worry about keeping your software or hardware up to date. It's just done for you in the background and included with the service. So what about websites? Can a website work on the as-a-service model? Well, that is why we created our Website as a Service, WaaS, offering. Much like AWS, we have the infrastructure that is actually built on AWS already in place to keep your website up to date, design and functionality over time. We build the $5,000 website upfront, which much like AWS builds the massive multi-billion-dollar infrastructure upfront to use for spinning up new servers. And we charge over time and keep our clients by providing a good service. A modern website gives legitimacy to your business and implies success. People like doing business with successful companies. We build the site based on research and development around your clientele, and we make sure that they get that experience, regardless of whether or not they are on their home computer, cell phone, or tablet. 70% of visitors will bounce off your site if it takes more than 3 seconds to load the first page. That is why we make sure that this site is fast using optimization and caching techniques. The largest benefit to our hosting, outside of speed and not being crammed in with thousands of other websites on a single server, is that it is always the newest version of web technology. This means that your site will always work on the newest devices, always have the newest speed enhancements and capabilities that are constantly being improved. It's also always PCI compliant for you e-commerce providers. With us, you are getting your website as a service. So this means that your payment is all-inclusive. Need help with your website? Don't worry, it won't cost you extra. With ongoing design updates, you don't have to worry about your site falling out of date or links no longer working. Many times, if a problem is noticed on the website, like a broken link or something goes out of style, it is fixed before it's ever even noticed. Typically, if we do get an email or call about an issue, the issue is already being worked on. Security is a big part of what we do and why we do what we do. Not only does it secure your site and keep you and your clients' data safe, it also makes you look trustworthy, makes your visitors feel safe and secure, and it also gives your SEO a little boost because it makes Google feel safe and secure with your site as well. And part of keeping your site secure is making sure that all parts of the site are up to date. From the server infrastructure to the web application software, this keeps your site from going down and removes the risk of being hacked due to outdated technology. One last benefit to our service is that we know what it takes to drive traffic to your new site and can help manage those services as well. Whether you use our SEO and pay-per-click services or someone else's, we can help make the sales process better on the website and work that process right into the website workflow. If you would like to get a free assessment of what you could do to improve your website and what your monthly rate would be, click the button below to start the customized quote process now. If you're interested in a clean, modern, productive website with premium features, functionality, security, and regular updates, so you can finally stop worrying about your website and focus on areas of your business you're best at, and you'd like to see how you can get a website valued at $5,000 for as little as $149 per month, then go ahead and click the button below to start the custom quote process right now.